Let's use an array formula to tally up the total sales for a given salesperson in a list of sales data. Now, just to make life a little easier when typing in these formulas, I'm going to go ahead and create some named ranges for the data that I'm going to use in my calculations. I'd like to come out here for salesperson, so I'll click on the C column for salesperson, hold my control key. I'm going to pull up product name and unit price and quantity as well. And I'm going to come out here to my formulas tab and I'm going to click on create from selection. Top row, it's going to use these names along the top to name the columns down below. I'll click OK. And now when I come out and look in my named area, I see the same names as the names for the columns inside of the table. So unit price would be the column for unit price, quantity would be for quantity, so on and so forth. And I think we're set to go. Now let's start with Andrew Fuller. I'm going to come out here and I want to pull from this table everywhere where the salesperson is Andrew Fuller. I want it to take the unit price, multiply it by the quantity, and then sum all of that up and display it inside of this cell here. So I'm just going to go ahead and scroll in just a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and start my formula, put it out here, and I'll say equals sum, open parentheses. And I see down below it's already recognized my name down here, so if I were to click on it, it's the only one I could also just press tab. If the salesperson equals, and I'm just going to hard code this, I'm going to say Andrew Fuller. Got to put those in quotes. If the salesperson is Andrew Fuller, if that's true, then what we want to happen is we would like to take the unit price, and there it is again, it's already recognizing the name, and I want to multiply that by the quantity, and it recognizes the name there as well. So I'll just press the tab key, right parent, and then another right parent to finish it off. And I'm going to go ahead and just do a Control Shift Enter to compute my array formula, and I get the total value of sales for Andrew Fuller. Remember, you have to press Control Shift Enter to make the magic work in memory. Now what's taking place here is Excel is coming out here and it's looking down the salesperson column, and every time it finds Andrew Fuller, it's going to take whatever unit price is there and multiply it by the quantity. But instead of just printing that value, it holds that in memory and goes all the way down the list looking for every occurrence of Andrew Fuller all the way down the salesperson column. And then once it takes all those values and has those held in a big array in memory, it comes back and sums them all up and gives me one value right here. Now let's have some fun with this. We're going to extend this out a little bit farther. I'm going to come out here to say column J2, and I'm going to go ahead and type in a name, and we'll just keep with Andrew Fuller. And then right next to it, I'm going to go ahead and type in the name of a product like Chai, to spread things out a little bit. And what I think I'll do is come back and modify my formula, and I'm going to go ahead and just take Andrew Fuller in my formula and replace it with J2 right there, and then do my Control Shift Enter. Same thing happens, but now I'm just using the value inside of J2. I'm going to continue on with this a little bit. I'm going to come out and I'm going to say, not only do I want to check to see for Andrew Fuller, but for a given product that Andrew Fuller has sold. So let's say I want to check every occurrence of Andrew Fuller selling chai, and I want to see what the total amount of that is. So modifying this thing a little bit more, I'm going to come out here just to the right of salesperson here, and I'm going to say multiplied by, and I'll explain what I'm doing there in a minute. I'm going to say if salesperson equals a J2 and product name is equal to K2, and then also what I got to do here is to make this magic happen, I got to come back out here and I got to put some parens in here. So lots of parentheses here. And I'll explain what's going on in here in a minute, but that should do it. I'm going to come back out here and do my Control Shift Enter, and I get 1620. 1620 represents the total sales value, the gross sales value of chai being sold by Andrew Fuller in this list. Let's verify this to see if this is accurate. I'm going to come out here, click in the middle of my table, and I'm going to go to Data, and under Home, and I'm going to choose under Sort and Filter, I'm going to choose Custom Sort, and I'm going to say Sort by Salesperson, values A to Z. I'm going to add that level. I'm going to do my second key sort on the product name, So every time it finds a salesperson, it's going to group all them together, and then within that salesperson, it's going to go ahead and sort again by the product name. I'll go ahead and click OK, and I see all of the Andrew Fullers here. And if I scroll down a little bit, I'll see the Chais right here. Now, if I come out here and I select this guy right here, and I say equals unit price times the quantity, and I press enter, and then I take this and I pull this down for all of my Chais for Andrew Fuller, and I look down here in my sum area on my status bar that's set up to automatically sum, I can see the value is 1620. So the total sales of Chai for Andrew Fuller is 1620, and that matches what's going on back here at the top. So it's working. Now here's what's taking place. It's coming out here and it's saying if, and it's looking at this guy right here. Now the if, the first parameter for the if statement is a true or false value. If it's true, it will come back out and do the first pass parameter. If it's false, it'll do the second pass parameter, which I don't have anything. It's just a comma and a blank, so there's nothing there. So this is the first parameter. It's going to do this calculation if it's true. Now, the multiplication symbol here logically represents the term and. The plus sign would represent the term or. And because it's in an area of a function that's looking for a logical value, it says this is an and. And it's saying if the salesperson is equal to J2 and on the same row the product name is equal to K2, which in this case is Chai, if that's true, then it's going to go ahead and do the calculation. Now you have to put both of these values, salesperson equals J2 in quotes, rather double parens, and the product name equals K2 in opening and closing parens to make that happen. The whole thing evaluates, does this if it's true, does this if it's false, holds that value in memory, goes down to the next one, all the way down the list, and then sums all those values up and displays it. 1620. All right, so let's try someone else. Maybe I'll just leave it there and I'll try another value. So maybe instead of Chai, I'll try something like Alice Mutton, and I'll press enter, and I get 6162, and that is the total sales amount of Alice Mutton that's been sold by Andrew Fuller in my list for the year of 2007. And again, it's all done by this array formula held in memory, and I get one value using a few pass parameters for text values on the spreadsheet right here. Don't forget, you have to do the Control-Shift-Enter to make the magic of the array formula take place.